Jude,
So,
what you up to, man? How's your fantasy going?
Shit, I'm doing good in a couple leagues, man. But one league I'm not doing too good.
Is that the one that you're like 6th place or something, or like?
I'm damn near out the playoffs for sure in this league. One league I'm 8-1, and one league I'm like 2-6. What would that be? 2-6.
Something like that.
Yeah, so like I'm doing decent in a couple. But how about you? How's your fantasy doing?
Man, you know what? These past 3 weeks have been rough, man. I started out like 4-1 on one league, 3 and, you know what I mean. In like the past couple of weeks, like I'm in 4 fantasies, which are like in 7,000.
I'm in 6. 6 fantasies.
No, but yeah, man. I think these past few weeks have been rough, man. I lost by Lamar. Oh man, I just needed a couple yards and a couple of touchdowns. I would have been decent. I lost by 3 points, man. So, but yeah, man, I mean, overall, I think, you know, fantasy is one of those things, you know, you could always win or lose. Yeah. You never know until the last player goes, you know. Mm-hmm. How's your day been? You been all right?
Yeah, I've been good, man. I've just been chilling that shit, you know, Tuesday, you know, same shit.
You always got little mans too, man, like that.
Take care of my son.
Young fathers.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys, today, welcome to another episode. This is episode 2. Thank you for joining us. I am Cheech. This is Julian. And Julian, I saw you bring up a couple questions last week. Now we can go over those as well, and then in a couple of videos we'll bring up a predictions for the NFL next week. This coming week, I'm sorry. Julian, I know that some topics that we brought up were like, are the Jets, are they like a dark horse team to you, or what do you think?
The Jets, I feel like they definitely are. You got to put them in that conversation, and they're 6-3. The number 2 behind the Bills, but really the number 1 because the Bills they're 6-2 because that bye week, and the Jets have a bye week this week. And now they're 6-3, but they're playing good, man. I think it's just because their defense, really. I mean, I don't really have a lot of comments on their offense just because it's Zach Wilson.
Sauce.
Yeah, Sauce. Yeah, that boy got 2 interceptions. Yeah, he's doing good. And they got DJ Reed. He got 1 interception, but LaMarcus Joyner, he's playing good ball right now. He has 3 interceptions. Like, damn, that boy's playing good. They got C.J. Mosley, Kawan Alexander at linebacker.
Dude, Mosley's a beast, and Kawan Williams? What was it?
No, Kawan Alexander.
Kawan Alexander.
Was he from the Saints? I think.
Yeah, Alexander, right? Yeah.
He's definitely a beast, though. And what really surprised me was I didn't know that Quinnen Williams, a big dude.
Quinn Williams. That's what I just said. Yeah, Quinn Williams.
He got like seven sacks.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I've been sleeping on the Jets for like a minute because like everybody was telling me about the Jets.
And the funny thing is they've been losing these past few weeks, and like they stay like calm. Like that's a good thing, cause that rookie quarterback the week before against the Patriots, he gave up like 2 or 3 interceptions. That's crazy, man. Like so like if the defense is gnarly as heck and they go out and just go crazy, then this offense should be able to bring it home. You know, and this reminds me a lot because we're Cowboy fans, so like we know that running the rock is one of the most important things. So like the Jets are on it. We need Wilson to, you know, stop throwing all these picks. It's like what Rex Ryan used to do with Mark Sanchez, right? He used to play the red light, green light, yellow light. You know, if the player's not open, don't throw it. You know what I mean? You know, especially, you know, you got to run that rock. If the player's not open, don't throw it and put yourself in a horrible situation. And I feel like the Jets need to go back to that yellow, red light, green light, whatever Rex Ryan calls it. But anyways, man, yeah. So I think Miami is a bigger dark horse than the Jets. And I know you guys are probably thinking like, oh, this is already a good team. Really? Since when? Since when have they been a decent team? Since the start of the season? Okay, what about last year looking in? They came in as the 3rd, 4th best team in their conference. Yeah. So I don't want to hear that they're, you know what I mean, this and that. That's a dark horse. They're not a favorite yet. The favorite is like having Kansas City, Bills, Titans, you know, Ravens. But now since the Bills, and we're going to go into that, the Bills are probably looking at Josh Allen to be, maybe out for the rest of the season? I mean, possibility.
Yeah, they said they're going to look at him today and evaluate him and let us know in 24 hours. That's yesterday, so the news should come out today. We'll see.
We'll see some more information. That's the reason why we're going to start doing more podcasts, too, because we can't put our picks on a Tuesday, not knowing who's going to be out, who's going to play. I mean, we haven't even gone through, middle of middle of the week for the fantasy pick'ems. So, you know, we're not gonna go, you know, do some pick'ems for the actual games. Though I have a little clue of what I like. But last week we did fairly decent. I think we lost maybe about 2 games each, 2 or 3 games each.
2 games each.
I think we went 7-3 or 7-2 or something like that. I'm not quite sure. You guys can tell us. If you guys win any money, then toss us. Nah, it's fine. But yeah, I hope you guys are making your gambling wisely as well. Once again, we just started this podcast, so we'll get down to the nitty and gritty. But yeah, man. Also, another topic. Not to move on fast or anything, but this is a really topic that I've had ever since like week 3. What do you think about Aaron Rodgers right now? Like, what's going on? Like, you brought this up too. Like, do you believe in Rodgers? Does Rodgers knows that he's not the Green Bay's number 1 quarterback? Like, I mean, just number 1 player. Like, he is, but like, he's not gonna be. Right. I don't think so. I think by next year, Matt LaFleur is gonna look for another quarterback or something like that, or make some trades by the season. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Think about it. San Francisco always wants Aaron Rodgers, so getting Garoppolo could be a good thing for the Packers, maybe. So that's just my opinion. What do you think, Julian?
I mean, I can see Rodgers definitely moving on. I feel like he's trying to move on from the Packers. I feel like his career not over completely, but I feel like he can definitely go to a different team and contribute to a different team. I mean, he's still top 10 in passing yards. I mean,
isn't that crazy?
He's 7th in TDs with 14.
Just watching him on the field, even with those stats, like, you think, oh, well, he's mediocre right now, but he's still top 10.
Yeah.
And Dak, like, well, we're always gonna jump back to our team, right? So I apologize, but like, Dak is one of those players that he doesn't need to be that quarterback anymore. Yeah. And you could focus more on what the team needs as an overall. And at the end of the day, you go into the playoffs knowing that you have a great running game and a great defense. I don't think a lot of teams make it to the playoffs just having a great offense, unless you're the 2018, 19, or who was it? Patrick Mahomes in that team, man. But I'm not gonna go into that rabbit hole. So yes, my dark horse is Miami over the Jets, but you say the Jets over Miami.
Yeah, I got the Jets over the Miami.
Okay.
Because of their defense. But I mean, it can go either way because Miami is really talented on the offensive side of the ball.
So I bring that up just because is that your biggest surprise overall for the NFL, or like I bring that up because I have Miami as one of my biggest surprises in the NFL. Who do you have? Like,
I got the Jets the biggest surprise, yeah. Man. Because you gotta think of Miami, they had Tyreek Hill, and like just adding him alone gonna help Tua. I already knew they were gonna be decent going into the season with Tua, with Tyreek Hill. Giving Tyreek Hill with Tua, man, like that's a big game changer. Yeah, but Tua has never been healthy like consecutively, right? Like years, like wise. So like that's my thing. Like me coming in was like a lot of people like, is Tua gonna be healthy? And this running game has been decent, you know what I mean? Even though Chase Edmonds is not the one, but that's for a different day. I still see like my overall biggest surprise though is Miami. But if we're talking about like surprise, like going the opposite way, I think it's still Green Bay. Green Bay, even when Aaron Rodgers not 100%, he can still get the wins. They're not getting wins this year. They're 3-6. Like 5 straight losses.
5 straight losses.
Yeah.
They're not. Yeah.
I don't know what's up with them this year, man. I'm playing them next week, so I mean, it's kind of good for us.
Yeah, and like it's good for us because we're gonna play a legit quarterback that still doesn't. I feel like it looks like he gives up on the game, but he doesn't really give up, bro. Like some of those picks, think about it. They're bad throws, but some of them I feel like certain receivers come back and grab those. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So like you're in the red zone, you're the Green Bay, two interceptions and a fumble or whatever it was. Like that's crazy, gnarly. Because think about it, you lose by a touchdown or so, and you don't score in 2 out of 3 or whatever you did, or 2 out of 5. That's crazy, man. Yeah, so I just have Miami, and then for the wrong reasons, I have the Green Bay Packers. That's the biggest surprise. So as a negative biggest surprise, do you have a team in mind, or like you're just saying overall the Jets have just blown you away?
I got 2 negatives, really 3. Cause you could really say the Colts as well, but Denver and the Raiders. I feel like the Raiders are gonna do a little better. You feel me? They're 2-6 right now.
Yeah, and they lost games quick. Just how the Vikings have won close games. I know they're 7-1, but a lot of these games have been measured by just a touchdown. Well, a lot of these teams have been losing by a touchdown, right? And they're 3-6 or 2-7. So I think you're right, man. Denver's one of those teams that you didn't think like, oh, you just paid Russell Wilson this money. You just paid, you got Jerry Jeudy and Sutton as you have a good defense. You have a good, decent running game. I mean, the running game should be a lot better than it is. And that's one of the reasons why I think, why I think like Denver is one of those teams they have to get better, or they're gonna lose Russell Wilson next year too. They have to. He's getting older and older. You can't fall back. And
they just paid him all that money, man.
They just paid him all that money.
Like what was it? Like $365 million, I believe.
Man, dude.
God damn.
That's a lot of money.
That's a bag. His girl got a bag though. His girl already got a bag.
That's what I'm saying. Like, oh, bro, they're straight. Like, money. I don't think money is the issue for them. It's just the lifestyle, right? You have like when money's not an issue, it's all about the lifestyle. Like, hey, babe, money's not an issue. What do you like to do? Hey, I like to live in Florida, or I like to go skiing in Denver, or I like to do this. It's just whatever you like to do in life. I'm a sand in the hand type of go out and play soccer in the grass type of thing, and so I belong, somewhere in California or Florida, or in Texas for any means. But hey, man, you talking about Denver and stuff? I couldn't live there, man. I couldn't live in the cold anymore. We already live in Illinois as it is, so yeah, man. So those are our 3 topics at the moment, guys. We're not trying to change it up a little bit, but let's just talk about the Cowboys for a second here, Jew. So I see the Cowboys as one of I know they're a decent team, and I know they maybe don't deserve this, but I see them as one of the dark horses in the NFC.
Yeah, sure.
And that's because we know that the Eagles might go ahead and run with this. Division, right? And then who do we have too? We have the AFC West. I keep saying AFC. NFC West. And over there you have San Francisco. And who else?
Seattle.
Seattle. And in the North, you got the Vikings. And in the South, it's just horrible. But I'm always been the fan that you don't bet against Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady. You know what I mean? And I said this before. So, like, I don't want to play Aaron Rodgers or San Francisco in case we get a wild card. You know what I mean? As a Cowboys fan. We saw that physical team, that the Bucks can be in, a lot of the teams in the West. What do you think? What do you think we're going to finish in our division as a Cowboys team? You think we'll get that number 1 spot? Because we really need the Eagles to lose if we want that number 1 spot this week.
I think there's definitely a chance.
Definitely a chance.
There's definitely a chance.
Okay, I'll give it a 30% chance.
The Eagles, they got an easy schedule. So
that's true. And that's the reason why.
Yeah, but if we see them in the playoffs, maybe we can beat them in the playoffs.
Dude, do you think the playoffs are like when you have a good running game and a good defense that you start all over as long as you don't have nobody hurt, everybody's healthy going in? Like, I just feel like playoffs are more about matchups, right? Like, if you're like a skilled team, then you don't want to play like you know what I mean, like another skilled team, or you do want to play them. It just depends how you are. Like I know us going into last year's playoffs, playing the Niners, that's the last team I wanted to face, and that's the team that we got first.
Like, they was red hot last year.
Red hot.
That's why we lost for sure.
And tossed it.
Yeah, because they was red hot, and I thought like Dak and this. I don't know, we were just off that day. But speaking of bets against Tom Brady, man, I got a bet against Tom Brady this weekend.
Why is that?
Money line.
Oh, you got him on some gambling stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, they already want you to pay out. I mean, they want you to cash out. See, you guys, and we're going to do a lot of these games, and we're going to do fantasy and pick'ems in the future as well. We do it already for the NFL teams. We do pick'ems every week. But we're going to do more fantasy stuff later on as well as we get closer to the end of this month or the beginning of next month. So why do you have just because they're on your betting thing or like in your parlay or why?
Yeah, this is part of my parlay. I got the Seahawks winning this weekend in Germany versus the Buccaneers.
Yeah.
I think because they're hot, you know what I'm saying? But I'm probably going to do a different parlay too and then switch that up too.
I think Seattle's finally going to come down to earth. I think they're gonna. I think Tampa, if they don't lose, they're gonna cover the points. What's the point spread? 2.5.
It's just money line.
It's a pick. Oh,
it's money line. I mean, like
Yeah, money line. Yeah, it went straight up. But you get you had to pay negative what to choose. So it was kind of like a toss-em because plus when you have to play plus 100 or plus 110 or minus 110, the 10 actually it used to mean that it's just the juice money. Meaning if you lose, that's what you play. That's what you pay your bookie or your FanDuel or whoever. So if you're negative something, and that's over 200 or 180, that means you're favored by at least 3 or 4 points. So in reality here, he has Seattle plus 102, which means if you would have chosen the Bucks, it would have been Bucks minus 107 probably. So that's a good pick 'em. I mean, I like to stir it up. I like to stir the pot a little. So I always tell my friend, like my friend Elijah. That man went from betting $10 parlays to now betting $250 parlays. Why? Why? Because he hit a parlay after missing 10 of them, and he hit it for $100 to win 200 and something $1,000, and then 150 or 250 something like that to win $928,000. And y'all need proof. I got the receipts. I got them. They're my buddy. My buddy has them with her. He always texts me. So good luck, Elijah. Good luck, Juju.
Yeah, it's my first extra. It's actually my first ever parlay I'm doing. I just joined like 3 days ago, FanDuel.
Yeah, when you said that to me, I was confused. I was like, hold on, you're betting parlays now? Man, let me teach you how to do this, man, because you can't just throw one parlay and expect it to hit. Sometimes you gotta like hedge your bets. Hedge, guys. And hedge means going for the opposite team. We're here to educate you guys, as you can see. No, but you're doing a great job if you do throw another parlay in there and then maybe make it a 10 team or 9 or 8 team, because you're making your odds less. And you say there's not a higher payout, but sometimes you don't want a higher payout. You just want a payout.
Right.
And with that higher payout or just a payout, then you can start betting other games.
That's why I chose the Detroit Lions to beat the Bears this weekend. But I actually don't have faith in the Lions. I do, but I don't.
I think last week was the week.
But they have a higher payout when you choose Detroit Lions.
Yeah, I know.
I was like...
But that's what they make you do. It's fool's gold, right? Fool's gold. And they want you to be the fool for this gold right here. So you have $10 to win $994, guys. This is only $10, right? So if you were to put $1 in your FanDuel or whatever account you're using there, Julian, then you win $100. So think about it, $1 for 100. That's easy. 50 cents for $50? Why not? You spend 50 cents at the gas station, I don't even think you can spend 50 cents at a gas station anymore. Not even to go to the restaurant.
Like the 1980s.
Yeah, that's 1980s, 1990s, boy. And Lord knows I'm older than
50 cents for a Coke.
Man, I remember that. Remember the little baggies with little fruit?
Remember the little Doritos?
Hey, we could just go out of that.
Little Doritos is like 25 cents, bro.
4 for $1, exactly.
Yeah. I miss them days, bro. Corner store. We have one up here, and we're a small town, and it reminds me of like when I was young and going to Mexico and stuff like that. We have corner stores everywhere, and dude, I love that thing. I used to get out the bus, go play football in Miller Park, and then go to the corner store and get a drink, some chips, and dude, your parents give you $250, you be straight. Yeah, you be all right for a couple of days actually.
But yeah,
those days though, man.
Julian, now we got some more topics here, but what other topic do you want to get into?
We can talk about like awards and shit. What you got for awards so far? Like rookie of the defensive rookie of the year, offensive rookie of the year, like MVP, defensive player of the year, offensive player of the year. Like, who you got?
Yeah, man. Overall, right now, my MVP is the player who makes the most your team just overall shine. And to me, the overall player who makes your team shine, I swear, man, this is not a lie. I know you guys are gonna choose a quarterback, but my guy is just Micah Parsons. Y'all can say I'm biased.
What was that for, MVP or?
MVP overall. I know
you wildin'. I'm a Cowboys fan too. I love Micah Parsons.
No, how many DL players have had sacks, strips? You have Houston, the Ravens last week.
He scored a touchdown last game.
In last game.
But I mean,
and then that man has missed 3 games this past season and still has 7. Micah doesn't even have 7 sacks. Or does he? I'm not sure.
I believe he does. Let me check that real quick.
2. He might have 8 or 9 sacks, I think. 8 or 9 sacks, I'm not sure. But y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. And also, guys, we're going to open up this comment section. I'm not sure why YouTube's algorithm or maybe the way we did it, set it up, didn't open up the comments. We will open up the comments soon so that we can hear from you guys. And then just to see how we can improve this a little better, because this is only the way we started.
This is our second podcast. I mean, we warming up.
We got work to do, but we already know that, though. You know what I mean? So just let us know what we need to work on, and then I know that always helps, like seeing it from different angles, different perspectives. Yeah, man, what did you see from Micah right there?
Oh, Micah Parsons has 8 sacks.
8 sacks. So I say 8-9, right? And yep. I think it's because he's had 2, and then one game he had 0, I believe, and another game he had 1 or 1.5. I'm not sure how it went.
36 tackles.
36 tackles. Come on, guys. We couldn't even. The Cowboys defense couldn't even tackle 2 years ago. If it wasn't for DQ, Dan Quinn, man, I don't know if you're taking our defense from the worst to first, or whatever you guys want me to call them, second, third, that's amazing. That's amazing, man. And that's my biggest. I always told you, who was the biggest free agent signed up during the pandemic and all that stuff when we hired Dan Quinn? Dan Quinn. Because who is Micah without Mike? Who is Micah Parsons without Dan Quinn? We don't know yet.
Right.
We don't know yet. But Micah Parsons, he's his own man. I already know he stands on 2 feet. when other mans need help. So Micah Parsons, I think even if you don't have DQ, he'd be a monster, gnarly as hell. But I still think overall, I think our overall defense and our overall team is better with DQ and our defensive coordinator. I never want to let go of that man. I swear, that man has made our team so much better. Especially when we went to the game, my first Cowboys game, guys. Jew was like, man, let's go to the Bengals game. What? Okay, cool. And then we realized that Dak's hurt. We're like, bro, I don't even want to go, man. What the heck? And
it was like what?
The week of.
Oh no, well, first week he got. The week of, because the first game was Buccaneers, and we played the Bengals second week.
Mm-hmm. And I'm like, man, bro, we got. And he's like, you want to still drive? I'm like, yeah, bro, we Cowboys fan, we got to drive, bro. We travel.
Even if we lose, like we're gonna go. But I still had a feeling like our defense could still play good. Like,
and our defense did play good, huh? So the Bengals are 3-1 on the road. I was just checking that out. The best road teams.
Oh,
is Bengals. Yeah, the Bengals. The worst road team is the Raiders. They lose by 3 to a touchdown games. Like, I don't understand you, Raiders. You have a good running back. You got good receivers. You have a decent quarterback. Come on, man. So, like, yeah, my overall MVP is Micah for the biggest impact he's done. Mm-hmm. Just impact, man. You can't coach that sometimes. You can't. And this team has, I think Micah has just revived, like I stated, right? Tank's career up. Mm-hmm. A lot of guys that were in the falling. Now the best. Now let's go to the rookies.
I got for my MVP. I got.
I apologize. My apologies.
For my MVP, don't leave me hanging, bro. That's me. I fuck with you, bro. But for MVP, I got Patrick Mahomes.
Dude,
for sure.
Oh yeah.
Cause I mean, I understand what you're saying though. I mean,
446.
Cause Michael Parsons is a beast and he does his thing. But I mean, like he got Patrick Mahomes is first in passing yards and first in passing touchdowns. You know what I'm saying?
But what do you think? So that's why I almost had to bite my tongue before I said Micah Parsons, because I was gonna say Patrick Mahomes before Josh Allen got hurt. Yeah. But now since Josh Allen's hurt, you know that in your team you gotta be healthy, and availability is the best thing you can have for a player, right? And if you're not available, you're not gonna be good for your team. So if Josh Allen's out, I mean, it's unfortunate. That's one of my favorite players to watch. So Patrick, man.
Patrick and Josh, but I mean, like I said, first and first. Even though Josh Allen had a bye week, did the Chiefs have a bye week yet? I think they had a bye week like last week, didn't they? The Chiefs.
Oh, so yeah, last week. That's what I was gonna say, like 446, but the game came down to 20 to 17.
Patrick Mahomes still number one in passing yards and passing TDs. That's why I put him at number one. And plus, his team is winning. Even though Josh Allen beat him individually, I still give Patrick Mahomes the edge because they got, they're doing better. I feel like they're gonna even make the Super Bowl again with Patrick Mahomes.
I think so. I think it might come down to KC and KC and the Eagles or KC and the Cowboys. But I really think that the team going to the Super Bowl is coming from the NFC East. I'm sorry, but I think even the Commanders and the Giants are making a push. Like this is crazy. Like if Washington would have beat Vikings last week, guys, 4 NFC East teams would have went to the playoffs this year. And trust me, I looked it up. And I'll get the receipts again if y'all need it. Go to Fox1.net. Kyle Hurd, he just brought in Eastern Illinois resident Sean Payton. He's one of the biggest coaches ever. Eastern Illinois University is where he went to. He even stated, yeah, I agree. He agreed with me. I agree with him. He brought it up first, though, so I agree with him. Now, rookie, right? You said, now let me tell you why you're right, though, before we go there. I'm sorry. Patrick Mahomes has been outshined because he hasn't gone to the Super Bowl in the past, year or two. Yeah. And he's not underrated, guys. We're not underrating him. No, none of that. If anybody, it's me. But I'm just such a believer in running the ball and defense. Every time. I'm the biggest believer in that, running the ball and defense. But you also got to adjust to the new times, right? Which is covering the ball or covering the jump ball or whatever's in the air. And Patrick Mahomes makes no errors or very minimal errors. He's so well-rounded, man. I think you might be right with this. But if you want to go Defensive Player of the Year, MVP, and
let's go Defensive Player of the Year. That's the next award.
Okay, cool.
Well, I got Michael Parsons for sure.
Okay.
See, the MVP, I mean, you can say Michael Parsons. I mean, it's your opinion. I feel like he's more of a defensive. It's not really a defensive player award,
You're right.
I always give it to
it's
the
not a
offensive player.
No.
But defensive player of the year, I give it to my boy Michael Parsons. He's doing his thing. He's the most versatile player in the NFL, I think, on defensive side of the ball.
Okay.
For sure.
Because last year it was Trayvon Diggs, right? Or Michael Parsons.
Last year it was TJ Watt.
No. Over in our defense, who made the biggest impact? Micah Parsons. Or Trayvon Diggs with the breaking the records and everything.
I got to Micah Parsons too, but Trayvon Diggs up there too.
You know why? You know why you're right on that? There was a little segment with the coach and Trayvon Diggs messing around, right? In one of his TikTok videos, he's like, "Come on, coach, put me in, man. Let me go grab the ball. Let me go." He's like, "Nah, man. There's a reason why we're doing this." He's like, "You don't give up any yards, but you also know that you can get that pick, but we're not trying to risk that." Yeah. And that's why I agree. Michael Parsons makes the overall team just ride. You know what I mean? Just ride in general. Only lines up 11% in the linebacker position. Lines up the rest as a DE. Come on. Yeah. You're lining up as a linebacker. You're giving the other team a break, and so we're only giving the other teams a break 11% of the time. So this is amazing. Yeah, I got Michael Parsons as if he's not gonna get the MVP, he's gonna get the Defensive Player of the Year no matter what.
Right.
Drew, Offensive Player of the Year.
Offensive rookie?
Offensive player in general.
Is offensive player overall? Yeah.
Or you're going to use Patrick Mahomes still?
I was going to use... Patrick Mahomes already got the MVP, so I feel like they should get that to Josh Allen if he plays. He doesn't get injured, give it to Josh Allen.
Let's say he's out for the rest of the season.
He said he is?
Let's say.
Oh.
Let's say. Because I put a little star right there by the Bills. Because I already know the Bills are first in the division, and if Josh Allen was never hurt, even though they lost this past game, I still have him first in the division. In their conference and in the AFC. But since they lost and they lost the biggest impact, which is Josh Allen, I have Kansas City, Titans, then Ravens. Sorry about that. I don't want to get off that, but the Offensive Player of the Year.
I don't know, man.
And give me an explanation too. I apologize. One more thing. This is what we're gonna get better at. But I want an explanation why. Because this is a big reward. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm not sure, man. I'm gonna have to give it to there's not a lot of players that pop out to me this year. Like I would say Derrick Henry, he's the leading rusher, but like he's kind of been slowing down this year too. I mean, he's still got 870 yards right now, but I'm not sure, man. I'll probably give it to like I don't want to say Jalen Hurts because he's not even top 5 passing yards right now.
No.
And people are saying MVP.
But overall, if your team is 8-0. That's why I always come back to this. If your team's 8-0 and you always find out to win the opposite, against an opposite conference team, you know what I mean? If anything, the Eagles are killing in our conference, in our division, whatever you want to call it, and we're 2-1. The Giants are 0-1. I think the Commanders are 1-1 or 1-2. So like I said. Our teams 4 teams from the NFC East could have gone to the playoffs if the Commanders would have beat the Vikings last week. So what I'm saying is this: we're in midway of the season. Who's gonna make the difference?
Actually, I do got a player. I'll probably say Tyreek Hill.
Tyreek Hill.
He's the first receiver to reach 1,000 yards.
And I don't think Miami would be the same if they didn't have Tyreek Hill.
So I'll say Tyreek Hill right now. Tyreek Hill or Derrick Henry is a toss up. You can even throw Nick Chubb in there.
Okay, I like what you did right there. So you have MVP as Patrick Mahomes, Defensive Player of the Year as Micah Parsons, and then Drew also has Derrick Henry,
Tyreek Hill,
and
then
then
Nick Chubb in there if you need to.
And they're the leading rushers in the league, I believe. Yeah.
And then Nick Chubb second. Yeah.
You said what?
Nick Chubb is second.
Second.
And then Saquon third. Saquon's having a good year too, though. See the TDs. Oh yeah. Oh, you can say Nick Chubb because he has the most TDs in the league.
And on top of that, the reason I say Nick Chubb, last episode we were talking about Pierce from Houston, how the Houston Texans have a really good running back. You know what I mean?
He's sixth in the league in rushing yards.
And I thought he was like first in attempts, first in rushing yards. I'm not sure what I said last week, but then you corrected me saying that Nick Chubb was, and I'm like, oh, never did I ever give props to Ken Henry. Why? Because they don't have Tannehill right now. They got rid of AJ Brown, who I said that's the biggest downfall from any team right now is letting go of AJ Brown. But when you have Tannehill and you're not taking advantage of that, then you have to get whatever you get from him. And the Eagles made a good pick with that man right there. You can see what he's done. And if it wasn't for Jalen Hurts, I think anybody throwing him the ball he would have done a good job. He's like a robot out there, catching that ball all day. Now. Who I have as my Offensive Player of the Year, before we go there, I really do have King Henry in there. Okay. So if I'm not putting Patrick Mahomes as an MVP, then I'm putting Patrick Mahomes as the best offensive player. But if Yeah, I know what he's saying. I think he's right though. In this case, MVP will go to the offensive player instead of defensive player, unless Mike is breaking records or something. Other than that, it won't go to a defensive player, in my opinion. And well, he's right overall. So I agree. It's gonna be Patrick Mahomes as the MVP, and then the offensive player of the year, I'm gonna give it to King Henry, and then Micah Parsons will take the defensive player of the year. Now we have always rookie rewards as well. Who is your biggest top two rookies in both sides of the ball?
We're gonna start off with the defense first. I'll probably say Sauce Gardner from the Jets.
Beast, bro.
He's a beast. Man. Over there covering Mark Andrews. They say he even locked on Tyreek Hill, I believe.
He's locked up on everybody he's faced this year. He really has.
The hype's real, man. For sure, I would say Sauce. And if it's not Sauce, Woolen, Seahawks.
CB?
Tyreek Woolen. I wanted the Cowboys to draft him so much. It's like so bad, bro. But they're not gonna listen to a fan.
Nah, you were tossing that up there like, hey, go trade for him, go trade for him, go
like
trade for him.
Tyreek Woolen.
Imagine if we had Diggs and then Woolen right there, lockdown all day, lockdown. Then Michael Parsons can rush all day, even though he does it already, but still.
What you got for the defensive player of the year?
Man, defensive player of the year.
Rookie of the year.
I gotta give it to Sauce, man. He's been impressing me. Like I feel though, if it wasn't for that Jets defense, I don't think they'd be in this position. Honestly, think about it.
Yeah, they wouldn't.
Right.
Yeah, they have a good defense though. I mean, DJ Reed also on the other side. Like I said,
that was the guy you named earlier, yo.
Joyner, and they got Carl Lawson on the defensive end. They got Quincy Williams. I think it's Quinn. Is that Quinn? Is Quinn's Williams? That's his brother.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. We could go check that out.
They said they were brothers. It says Quincy Williams and Quinnen Williams, and they said that they were brothers, I believe.
Oh, okay.
But he got 30 tackles and 1 sack as a linebacker. I mean,
I almost got confused, bro, because Quinn Williams, and then because I had him in my dynasty,
and I'm like Quincy Williams.
I'm like, what? Quinnen and then Quentin, I thought.
It's Quincy.
Yeah, we gotta go check the receipt on that. I think he's right though, overall. I think they are brothers. I don't think we're just saying the Q's right?
Yeah, I think they are brothers. They're brothers for sure. I think.
Okay. Yeah, he always checks his stuff just like I do, but sometimes he checks the crazy cool stats and news and stuff like that. So I always give it to Jude because he has the receipt for that all day. Brother, offensive rookie of the year. I didn't give him much thought on this yet. I haven't given him much thought.
At first, which I had him on my fantasy, which I hate that this happened, but he got injured he got out for
the year. Breece Hall. I knew you were gonna say that, man. I think he's becoming. Last week he was a what? You were a who fan? You were a who?
Kenneth Walker.
Kenneth, yeah.
And I started with Breece Hall. I actually seen Breece Hall in person at the Texas Longhorns game versus Iowa State. My Uncle Billy was a recruiter for the Texas Longhorns. Shout out to my Uncle Billy. Hook 'em horns.
Let's go.
I'm a Sooner fan, in person, but Iowa State messed us up, and Breece Hall was messing us up the whole time. But it was fun to watch Bijan Robinson versus Breece Hall, 2 best running backs in the nation. So yeah, it was fun watching it. But I think I gotta give it to Breece Hall if he didn't get injured. But he got injured, man. So now I think it's my boy. My boy, Damian Pierce. But
so
also,
he has his 2. Yes.
We say defensive. We start off offensive rookie of the year.
And defensive.
I said it was gonna be Breece Hall, but he got injured. So now I got my boy Damian Pierce. But I also like K9, Kenneth Walker for the Seattle Seahawks. He's right on his tail, man. Like you look at the stats. The last. Oh my God! Pierce is
overall though. Pierce is overall. Yeah. Because when you showed me that video of him running without the helmet, I'm like, that's a dog. When he played at University of Florida, that's a dog right there. That boy, the referee was like, you should have went down when we threw that flag. Nah, or before throwing that flag. Nah, if you want to get drafted, you keep going. You keep going until that plays, even if the whistle's blown. We always hit players, play 1 or 2 seconds after the whistle. Just in case. Just in case. Yeah. You saw what the tight end from the Saints did a couple games ago. He got a touchdown at the end against the Ravens.
Oh yeah. So
he was stepped out. Yeah, excuse me. And he almost stepped out of bounds, and the guy just let him go. You can't do that, guys. You gotta tackle the guy as long as he's not out of bounds, or as long as you really hear 2 or 3 whistles. You know what I mean? Don't stop. And if you hear a whistle, because it could be a whistle from down the street. You know what I mean? So keep on playing until you hear the second whistle, or it's 2 or 3 seconds after the whistle. So you're totally right, man. That's why I like Pierce, man. He's an animal, man. I'm sorry, but K9 is raw too, though.
So you like Damian Pierce as your rookie of the year? Offensive rookie of the year.
Offensive rookie of the year. Him or
K9? I got Damian Pierce on that too. But yeah, K9 right on his tail. That's what I got. I don't know. Anything else you want to talk about? Like, you know, any other rookies that you like though? What's not about the award, but any other rookies you like?
Well, the reason why I like Breece Hall and K9. I like Breece Hall. It's just unfortunate he was gonna go and do some stuff, man.
Yeah, I think Breece Hall definitely had to lock down, but
K9,
unfortunately, he got ACL tear.
Seattle. That's what I was gonna talk about. Seattle is like
any other like rookies though,
just rookies.
You like Garrett Wilson from the Jets? He just had a good game. Chris Olivier is running good ass routes. Who else we got as rookies, man? There's not a lot of good rookies this year.
We don't have big rookies like we did last year. That's why, I guess my focus always goes on more like what's happening in my team.
Yeah.
So if we have a good running game and a good defense, then I focus on that. But I already know that when you go into the playoffs, you always focus on running and defense. So that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
So, but overall,
those are the three main rookies to me. The running backs.
Is there like besides Malik that's a quarterback playing right now?
Malik Willis.
Yeah, besides Malik Willis besides who has been the quarterback that's been playing a lot, and the guy from the Colts the guy from Texas. What was your
the guy from
Elkin? I can't say
about Sam Ellinger.
Ellinger.
He's a second year player, I believe.
Second year, okay.
But Kenny Pickett.
Pickett.
He's been playing, but
he's gonna be decent.
They're talking about already like moving on from him.
That's why I think
one.
I don't
like getting they at the Pittsburgh Steelers get a chance to get Bryce Young. They said they might even move on, and
I would too,
like a Kyler Murray situation. They moved on to Josh Rosen after the first year and drafted Kyler. I feel like that'd be smart.
It's like what if we got your boy Williams from Texas right now, the running back, right? What if you had him? Now this is not for a second. I don't want to move over here.
Williams who?
Robinson, Bijan Robinson from the Texans running that Barack. I saw some of the videos you were showing me. I'm like, what in the world? And so like it almost gets me to that point where like, hey, do we sign Zeke if we were to get a 1 overall draft pick in the top 10 because he will land to us?
Yeah. Or
would you keep Zeke for another 2 years? But you know what I mean? That's the love and hate relationship with the running back. You know, you don't know when they're gonna go down or you know what I mean. So that's my thing with Seattle. Like I believe they're conservative in the quarterback. I believe the run game is good, great, if not great, and their defense are always solid. With Pete Carroll, such a player coach, you know what I mean?
He's a good system.
And so, like, that's my thing, bro. Like, what do you think about Seattle real quick? This is just a real quick segment on that because they're really impressing me right now.
Their defense is playing very good. They're playing good offense right now. They're playing in the system. Kenneth Walker's running hard. DK and Locke doing their thing. Even the tight end with Noah Fant and Will Disley, they're doing their thing, stepping up for Geno Smith. I think Geno Smith is comeback player of the year for sure. Locked down.
Dude, talking about comeback player, we didn't have that report. Great, dude. Thank you. Because I'm going to put some odds out there for these fantasy.
Geno Smith, comeback player of the year. Lock it in on FanDuel, man.
Dude, Geno Smith, man. And
this FanDuel shit got me excited. Like, I be betting like $5 and they be like, win $30. I'm like, damn, that's like easy money. Like, sometimes I be losing though.
Yeah, man. Fuck. I learned it the hard way, man. Not having FanDuel back in my days, and we had to go through a booking and all that crazy stuff. It was legal, guys. It was legal. Not just playing. But no, man. Like, I really do believe Seattle is going to be one of those teams that you got to watch out no matter who's in the playoffs. You got to watch out for them. San Francisco, that West, I mean, I know their record is not all there except Seattle, but yeah, man, you got to watch out for those two teams. So if you want to go ahead and if you have anything else to say, or I know I'm good on that right now, but if
I got one more thing to say before we end the video, man. You know, shout out to my boy in Dallas who gave me this, man. I went to the Cowboys game like 2 years ago.
No fly zone.
No fly zone, man. Shout out Trevon Diggs. You watching this, man. But yeah, man. I mean, thanks for watching the video, man. Thanks for watching the video, everybody. Hope you like what we talked about. You know, let me know in the comments what your dark horses, your rookie of the year, MVP, all the awards. Let me know what you think about Aaron Rodgers, where he should go, or anything y'all want us to talk about. Just let us know in the comments. Fantasy shit will be coming soon. You know, we just starting this shit, so fantasy will come soon. Basketball will be coming soon. We got some soccer coming soon for soccer fans. I don't know much about soccer, but that's my boy over here.
I got that. No, he'll know. He'll know some stuff.
I'm gonna learn. World Cup coming up soon. Go Mexico.
Yes, sir. USA and Mexico.
You know,
all day.
let us know in the comments. You know, thanks for watching.